In order to survive, the man released the small fish he had caught back into the water. He changed to another spot and dropped the fishhook again. Before long, there was another fish on the hook. Adam pulled the rope with great effort, thinking it was a big fish. However, it turned out to be a human-shaped stone. Adam looked at the stone and shook his head. Obviously, this was not what he wanted to catch, but he still moved the stone into the homemade cradle and stored it. Then, he dropped the fishhook again. As the scene pulled back, it was unexpected that Adam was actually on a lonely island. If he didn't find a way to escape, then what awaited him was only death. That night, Adam ate grilled fish and looked at the blueprints of an aircraft in his hand, thinking about something. It turned out that he was participating in an island survival competition, and his opponent was last year's champion. Adam felt a lot of pressure. On this day, he got up very early to fish. He sat there for a whole day. Just when it was near dusk, Adam's eyes suddenly lit up. He took out the blueprint from behind and found that the last key component of his aircraft was floating in the water. At this time, Adam woke up the little bird beside him. Upon hearing the command, the little bird immediately came to the location of the component. With the little bird's help, Adam successfully retrieved the gear. The next second, he lifted the white cloth, revealing the already assembled aircraft. After installing the gear back to its original place, Adam finally breathed a sigh of relief seeing the restored aircraft. The next day, he pushed the aircraft to the designated position, sat on it, and fastened the safety rope. The next second, the little bird flew to the tree and pecked the knot with its beak. As the rope broke, the cradle quickly dropped, instantly sending Adam up to a height of 10,000 meters. When the aircraft began to descend, Adam opened the aircraft's wings. He adjusted the direction and, with the help of the wind, began to fly towards the finish line at full speed. However, before long, the components of the aircraft actually began to loosen. But Adam had anticipated this and took out an iron hammer to hammer them back into place. But he knew that this could not completely solve the problem and could only keep a close eye on the loose parts and keep hammering them back into place. But at this moment, there were more and more loose parts. Then, the wings of the aircraft were blown off. Without the wings, the aircraft began to fall rapidly, but Adam still had plan B. He pedaled the bicycle hard with his feet. He maintained stability in the air again. Unfortunately, because the components of the aircraft were already aging, they began to disintegrate in the air. Before long, the aircraft completely disintegrated. But fortunately, Adam happened to land on the edge of a lonely island and saved his life. The moment the aircraft fell, Adam quickly picked up the rope and hook and jumped onto the island. However, at this moment, he suddenly saw his opponent waving at him. Unexpectedly, the other party's way of passing the level was to build wooden bridges between the lonely islands. Seeing all this, Adam looked a bit dejected. The next second, he came to the cliff edge again and lowered the hook. So, who would be the first to reach the finish line?